Yo, what's up, everybody? I hope y'all are excited. We have a very special occasion going on today. Yo, my name is Holden Stephan Roy. I'm trying to remember to say my name at the start of these. Joining me today are two very interesting gentlemen. Do y'all want to introduce yourselves to the audience?
I'm Sammy Skills.
Yo, what up, what up? You already know who it is. Crazy motherfucking ace in the building.
And yeah, we were actually just sitting here before we started this, bumping both of your musics, just getting into the vibe of things, getting into the energy, making sure everybody's familiar with it. Definitely like your work, both of you, honestly. And big ups to Sammy Skills for the beard. Personally, I'm a fan of a man who knows how to keep a proper beard like that. But we're here for a really special moment. Well, it's not the first time it's happened because I googled what the word premiere actually meant. We're premiering an unreleased song that's been premiered already. I figure a good way to approach this is Mr. Crazy Ace. You could just describe the song a little bit to us in in a kind of intro way. Then we'll play it, and then we can talk a bit more about the history in more detail after, if that's okay with you.
No doubt, no doubt. So, I mean, it's pretty much in the title, Southwest history, like it's where I grew up, Southwest. I mean, we used to move around a lot, so I spent a bit of time in every neighborhood in the Southwest, and I know a bunch of people all around, and hip-hop is what I love to do, and there's so much history, hip-hop history, especially in the Southwest, that people know fucking no idea, or they just forgot about it because they didn't care, and I figure, fuck that. Y'all gonna remember and y'all gonna make sure to respect the Southwest to the fullest because, we got a lot of people who started a lot of shit out here and people just won't respect it.
Big facts. And I say big facts because, I don't know any of that really. 2 years ago, if you were to ask me anything about the history of the Southwest, I personally, no idea whatsoever. Then I started doing this whole, interview thing. And oh my gosh, the amount of impact of people who have done things that come from the area that I've started to learn about is crazy. So when you showed me this track, and I'm like, yo, this is just literally, in line with everything we're trying to do over here. And I'm like, okay, we got to make sure that this gets played and that we do this properly. But yeah, so if y'all want to hear it, I can definitely go ahead and play that bad boy right now. It is
For them, bro. We gotta spread that shit. Everybody gotta hear it.
Alright, so before we talk, so first we gotta shout out 514 Online Mix for being in the chats right now because their name was just mentioned on that song along with everyone else. Shout out CB Mac for saying this is a dope track because it is exactly that. Bro, this is a smash. I don't say that lightly. I'm saying on a technical front, you crush in that pocket in an interesting lick. An example is how you just kind of jarringly start the first verse. Just so you know, I'm not coming up my ass. You jarringly come into that. You just flow into it out of nowhere, right? That was fucking fire. But let's be real. On top, the beat's banging. It's a great beat. Production's on fucking point. Shout out to the engineers.
That's my homie Gorilla G. You gotta give props to him. He's gonna be joining us in a minute too. Don't worry, bro. He's gonna tell you all about the beat, bro, because you said, that shit is fire.
It has a story behind it, and you're gonna trip when you find out.
I am very excited to learn that story. Honestly, I am. That's what's fucking cool about this shit is the stories.
People are doubting us, you understand? Because we're a new studio. But at the same time, I've been doing this for more than 20 years, you understand?
Yeah, I hear it in your flow. And I'm saying that not lately. We were just bumping your shit. Shine, that shit's beautiful. Yeah. That's a great song.
Bro. Hey, you know why I released that song, bro?
Why did you release that, my man?
To prove that I can make timeless music.
Yo, you could though. That's fucking timeless.
I wrote that 10 years ago, bro.
No shit.
Yeah. There's no way you could even work on the file again. That's how lost it is. So we had the one MP3 file, and we had gone down to Ottawa to shoot one video and do a show at the same time. And at the place we rented, the Airbnb, we shot Shine. So basically, in 14 hours, we did 2 videos and a show in Ottawa.
That's a grind, though. Respect.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you so much for sharing.
really felt like a rapper. Besides the match out thing, I finally felt like a rapper because like I was actually tired from working. You know what I mean?
That's all we do is grind.
Yeah,
Respect.
that's it. When I came home, man, I had to chill. I was like, fuck. Not many people could just say they just did that, you know?
Nah, I feel you, dude. Like I feel tired thinking about how hard it is having shot one video in a day. So to do two in a day plus a shot, bro, that's like Superman shit. So,
Yeah, for real. And you know what happened, eh? Because we never stopped. We left the club down there. They closed earlier than us. So I got one up on them because I'm a professional. You know what I mean? I'm a professional, like, promo guy type of thing. I'm always out if I can be, you know?
I feel
So,
that.
so
Sleep when we dead.
yeah, sleep when we dead, basically, you know? So that led up to that. Me working with those guys, that was crazy, though. 14 hours. Shout out to Mike Drones.
That's the video, man.
That's
serial killer.
He shot serial killer. He's gonna shoot a whole bunch more for us.
Coming soon.
Yo, he's really talented though. Shut him up for real though. We watched a few of them now.
In the city, there's a lot of video guys, but understand that there's only a handful that will really get the work done. Like everybody says they can get it done, but
can you really get it done? No.
Like we're talking 3 days. The video's done.
Like
I hear
it's
you.
unheard of. And the quality you get back, you're like in 3 days, you're like, fuck, I don't even feel I want to change anything. Like this guy caught like exactly what I was looking for, you know. And I'm not on that track, right? But I'm like just playing behind the scenes type of like
making sure we look good.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So.
Set up right.
Because also we set all that up. We plastered it up like it was Dexter and shit. Like,
yo, y'all did that? Like y'all put the work in.
Bro, yeah. We did all that shit, bro.
Got somebody. Shout out to Blue. You know, Blue, she plays the body that we're like jumping around and basically supposed to be torturing and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like not many people were willing to do that. She said, "Fuck it, I'm down for anything."
That's
shout
amazing,
out to
man.
her.
Yeah, so let's talk a bit about this track since we do have a bit of an unfortunate limited time frame. But in the future, we can absolutely set some shit up and go into stories for days because that's what we do here.
You know, everybody's gonna want to know more once it comes out. You know, because
so like what makes this song incredible is honestly that you are walking us through the history. And the thing is like. For me, it was when you dropped that I Blast 2010 bar, because I come into the game in 2012, and it's not a lie. I Blast might be possibly like the biggest name taking over shit at that time, along with Magnum and a few others. But like,
facts, because literally that whole bar is pure facts. Like in 2010, I Blast was the real deal. In 2010, I Blast drops his track, The Real Deal. And forget about it. Everybody all over the Southwest and past downtown was banging The Real Deal. Like that was the hardest track in the city at that point.
Bergs, DG, everywhere.
That was everywhere grimy shit.
So all I can say is that track he did where he bangs a chick in the music video, that shit hit my call center. Like I was in the call, that shit floated my call center. Like how often does a local track float your call center circle? You know what I'm saying?
But that's what it is, doggy. You put in the work and you're gonna get to where you gotta be. You know what I mean?
Fast, which is why he leveled up the big bag blicky now.
That's
to him.
So why don't you tell us how this song came to be? Like why did you write this? That's a big song.
Shit, pretty much the reason why I wrote it is because
he came to me and he's like, I want to know like all the rest, like about like.
Exactly.
Like
to start. That's how it started. Like I was reading, I was watching documentaries.
Like we could all say Sans Pression started rap. Big up to SP, by the way.
For sure. He started French rap.
You know what I mean? But where's the English side, you know?
Exactly. Nobody really knows where the English. And then when you watch documentaries, they only go so far and they only name, the people that they're basically filming and whatnot.
Right.
So I come to see my homies, Sammy Skills and Gorilla G, who, if people really know their history of hip hop on the Southwest, they used to go by the CAD crew, Crazy Ass Delinquents. And a lot of people are gonna say, nah, it's him, nah, it's that. This guy is one of the first guys to start like real gangster rap hip hop on the Southwest of Montreal.
Yeah, because
Like
at that time
people wouldn't play him in clubs and shit. Like they didn't want him.
They wouldn't play me on the only guy who would play me is Duke Eatman.
Shout outs to him.
Shout outs to him.
Shout outs to him indeed. He's the
now he works at CBC instead of Kahanawaki K103. You know what I mean?
Shout outs to K-Town, bro. They helped the hip hop movement in the Southwest. Yo.
For sure.
I know Willie Scandals is watching right now, so big ups to the whole community.
Big up to all the Indian people, all the Mohawks.
So I come to my homie, and he starts, breaking it down and, shedding light on what the rumors are and what the real shit is.
Because at that time, everybody was doing, singing and rap, You get what I mean? Like, rap was getting soft, so people wanted to make hits. But people don't understand. You don't just make it off underground like one hit, Like, it's very seldom that happens to anybody. So we started going our own way at that time with the gangster shit, So that's how we've always been. So when we started hooking up a long time ago, well, like a couple of years back, I think it was just like, this is why we all met, because this is how
gangster rap, real hip hop. Like that's what brought us together.
You know what I mean?
And pretty much, at that point when he was dropping all that knowledge, I was like, shit. Like I would go out and I would chill with like homies my age and shit or younger, and mans wouldn't even know this. No, they know the new guys. But they don't know, they know the old guys from, New York. They know KRS, they know Daddy King, but they can't name the OGs or the legends that started hip-hop in Canada or Montreal or Quebec.
Yeah.
Like, they can't even name one name other than Sans Pression and 2-3 other guys. And I was like, fuck, bro, that's not possible.
Especially when the Southwest, we've always been known for spitting shit. Like, we spit shit, like, Southwest, go look at all the rappers from right now who come from the Southwest, and
we're grimy.
And you're gonna see who it is. You're gonna be like, "Fuck, man, this is half of the scene, or the 3/4 of the scene,
Facts.
At least."
Like some of the greatest to do it come from the Southwest.
Exactly.
And pretty much, if you wanna what really inspired me to do the track was. At this point, I was studying. I fucking discovered Shades of Culture.
Yo, shout out Shades of Culture.
Up Shady and Shades of Culture, So I started studying them, and then I found out they were from Texas.
D-Shade, by the way.
And my bad.
Yeah,
my bad. D-Shade. So I'm like, okay, Texas guy. So I started listening, and I believe it's on their first album. The first interlude, they're really talking about like where they're from. He talks about the cowboys in Texas and the B-boys and riding the trains and going up to DG to play ball in Girard Park. Like I was like, yo, this is shit I could relate to.
Yo, big facts.
And nobody's done this for like 30 years. I was like, this is impossible. So I was like, nah. So I come to the studio, I'm talking with the mans and they're like, we're gonna make it happen. So I'm like, yo, let's get it done. And then once the beat was made, it was over from there. I had a few bars written and the shit just started flowing. Next thing, less than a week, that whole track was made and man mixed it.
I wish Gorilla G was back by now.
Nah, it's all good. I
Because
just don't mean to interrupt you, but shout out LaRue666QC for the follow. When people follow you, you got to give them a shout out on Twitch. It's the rules.
sure, man. Shout out to you guys. And if you got a dream, man, don't stop following me.
Also,
Make it
if
every
y'all
time, bro.
have questions about the song in general, this is a great opportunity for y'all to ask.
Other questions, if you want to give some feedback, you know, we might take it, we might not. That's just who it is. So,
Nah,
you know,
I mean,
it comes with a warning label.
It comes with the territory, you know.
I mean, so far it's all love for the track, so it's hard to give you like a negative fucking feedback.
So
Everybody's.
because it's a fact. Like, you can't hate on the track.
Nah, I don't think you can.
Everybody that
You
hates
got
on the-
yourselves, Montreal, for once, are not hating on one of your own.
Yo, I gotta just say on that front, sitting in my position talking to people, the tide of hating is shifting. It is certainly not what it used to be.
Finally, you see, exactly. Finally, because people are realizing that, like, you know, Montreal might not be at the level where
No, it's
We're
because
like other places.
the ones who was hating is getting older and don't want to have nothing to do with the game no more because they don't see it getting.
Because all I can tell you is I ain't really met a kid that was hating, and all the young guys I meet love lyrical concepts and shit. So they all seem to like defy the stereotypes that I was propagated into believing. And then simultaneously, a lot of the old cats is like just fucking jumping back into the game too. Like it's like a lot of people like took off like 6 years and are now like fuck it. It's like everybody sat here in the last 9 months and had a little reset. And I think a lot of us is like, okay, maybe we're
it's been
gonna.
longer than that, man. Look, when I came back in the game, okay, it was 2017,
Okay.
right? And the scene was in shambles. There was no scene Anglo to be found. The French had it popping. They were getting like on fucking
everything.
hockey show, fucking commercials and shit like this. And here we are. We're doing
Balls
nothing,
for
you know.
fucking building everything.
So shout out CY. CY was always doing shows and stuff.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. He put me on. You know, he gave me my first shows and shit. Shout out to CY Southwest.
Yes.
Peeped a lot of game from him too.
There's
And
a lot
that's
of
it.
people
That's
that can say that,
that's
though.
another reason why I made the track. You know, I had to give props to like every neighborhood and like, you know, I couldn't shout out everybody. Understand that that's one thing people will hate on. I know people are gonna hate on. Oh, yo, why didn't I get a shout out? Why didn't I get a mention? Understand that if I would have mentioned everybody, the track would have been like 20 minutes long. Nobody would have listened to
exactly.
it.
That's
And
straight
they
up.
still would have hated because they wouldn't have heard their name being mentioned.
But yo, check it. You left yourself the opportunity to just write part 2, part 3, part 4. Like, dog, you can just turn this into a fucking series where you just keep doing it with new names every single fucking time, and it's completely
Oh,
renewable.
for sure, no doubt. But like, definitely.
But it wouldn't be the same, bro, because that's the foundation of what led Montreal hip hop to be what it is now.
Yeah, I hear you. And I might like, yo, here's the thing: as I learned about the history of Montreal hip hop, it really does coincide with a lot of the stuff you're mentioning. Like, I met Preacher and Cobia, and we did a little interview, and like, the stuff like the
Preach has been around forever, bro.
straight up.
There's so many guys that have been around for years that mans didn't know.
Preach has a show now, actually, I think, on CKUT.
He's also on Twitch, everybody. We can, Bonnie, if you want to link to Preach's channel, that would be fire. Y'all should go give him a little follow. So, yo, I bet, yo, Preach is pretty dope, but, like, he was telling me stuff. Like, we went through 96 to 99, and it took Preach 2 hours to cover those 3 years. And he brought up the Butter Babies. He brought up fucking Shades of Culture. And I'm like, yo, wait a second.
Oh, for
Straight up, these are the guys y'all are fucking mentioning in your shit.
I'm putting them on the track, bro. Those are legends, bro.
Bro, look, one thing that happened with the CAD, right? It ends up turning into basically a street gang. Like, we're over here about 5-6 guys, like, enough to be like a gang, I guess. But there's another like 300 on the streets that are
Actually doing gang
like
stuff.
marking this shit tagging this shit everywhere. So you would see CAD everywhere forever, like, and then kids were getting killed and shit, and I just didn't feel good about the situation, so we changed it to the 223, and then that just followed. So it was like we couldn't even get away from it. Like,
Yo, I just
So,
want to give a little shout out to Misery for King Misery showed up to say what's up. His cousin used to
What up,
run with
man?
CID.
Shout out.
But yeah,
Misery.
but yeah,
Yo.
we really
So
appreciate
that's
it.
what it was. You know what I mean? So like when you're trying to do something that's a musical like or artistic thing, and it turns into like you know what life we're in. You know what I mean? And this is in like 98, 2000. So shit's starting to pop off in the neighborhoods. You know, people shit's not looking the same anymore. You know. A lot of beefing, a lot of
which
gangs,
I also mentioned
in
the track. Like that's literally the biggest thing that killed the scene in the Southwest was that nobody like. We have the V Lounge in Texas that like used to be a big spot for shows, and then fights and shootings and whatnot just killed it. People just didn't want to book hip hop shows anymore because they thought we were just gonna fucking start shooting the place up and break liquor bottles and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And we all know how costly that is. And once the cops come in and start finding everybody, forget about it. You know what I mean? That man could lose his livelihood. The guy worked his whole life to get the bar, and then he loses it because some kids had a rap show. You know what I mean? And half of the time, the beef doesn't even have anything to do with the artist. So it's like, you know what I mean?
That's actually big, eh? I noticed, like, unfortunately, violence can really fuck shit up. Like, I remember recently there was that unfortunate incident at Belmont.
It's a big problem, and understand that, like, I ain't gonna stand here and preach that, like, yeah, no, violence isn't the key, and then I'm gonna go jump in the booth after and make a track like serial killers.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, understand that, like, we talk about the gang shit because we've seen it. We've probably done more than we should have. You know, like it's an everyday thing here. Our family been through it. But at the same time, we're not saying it because, you know, we had a good time doing it. We're saying it because, like, don't do it because, you know, this is what might happen.
Gorilla G, even Gorilla G, that's my blood brother. Like, so even us, we caught cases in 2013, bro. They were federal cases, bro. They wanted to lock us up forever. And it's like, for what? For rapping and bullshit, you know? It's all bullshit nowadays.
So if you're gonna be a rapper, stick to rapping because that other shit just gonna get you locked up.
Yeah.
If you ain't ready to get locked up and you want to be some fucking 6ix9ine shit, then, you know, just don't do it either.
Trust. My entire career is rapping without none of that stuff. It's totally viable.
You know, for sure. And, but understand that I also feel like, for me anyways, understand that, like, if you don't do that stuff or done that stuff, you shouldn't be rapping about that stuff. Rap about
big facts though.
Yeah, right. What you know about? Like, look at guys like Pharrell and shit. They're not super gangster. Nah. They made fucking millions of dollars.
I feel like
Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, man.
So many.
Like,
unfortunately, some of us didn't get to see the brighter side of the fence. You know what I mean?
Not yet, anyways. No worry, we getting there.
Nah, I feel like on that point, yo, the future is just open, man. With the internet now, there's no age gap anymore. Literally anybody can just drop an album right now and find a fan base. I mean, yes, there's a lot of complicated factors to it, but like what I really hope to see is a lot more of these kinds of conversations happening where a lot of the older cats come through and tell us the story and put that history down. And then who knows, maybe we get them on some ciphers and maybe we get some sparks going and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt. But understand that at the same time, we don't want none of these old heads coming in here trying to claim that they did something first when they didn't really do it, when other people did it before.
Yeah, that too.
Like, we don't want no fraud out here. Understand that you're gonna get checked. You can't be out of pocket like that. We ain't gonna say no names, but like, don't be doing that shit because you out of pocket with that shit.
That's fair.
Because if I'm a certain age, right,
Let's not.
And I was doing shit at a certain time, right? It's just like math. It's all an equation, right? So I would have known you, bro.
Mm.
And that's not to anyone specific at all, but think what you say before you say it, you know? Don't write bullshit. People don't want to hear that. I think those days are over. People want to hear the truth, the real story.
I mean, and if it counts for anything to everyone out there, I'm planning on capturing the real story. As in, I'm gonna talk to fucking everybody in the whole city, and I'm gonna get that shit. So yeah, I got distracted by the people walking behind you.
Yeah, that's stress. You know, there's always business going to the Buster Squad studio.
It's fucking
It's
cool,
not a
man.
not a lot, but it's coming. It's like a field of dreams shit. You know, build it, then they will come.
I feel it though, but the quality of the product that comes out of your stuff is power. I've heard nothing that I didn't like.
Much respect.
In fact, I've had that.
Right. Props to them, because if it wasn't for them, and no disrespect to all the other producers that I've worked with, but like,
exactly.
But like, understand that with the I've come to terms with, you know, the pandemic affected everyone differently, and I can't let the pandemic affect me the same way it's affecting other people because they're being affected that way. Like, I can't be held back, I guess you could say. Like, I've spent years waiting on other people, and I feel like I can't let my fan base wait because I'm waiting on other people anymore.
That's very fair.
Like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like, you know what I mean? Like, we had to find an alternative. Like everyone else who's out of a job and shit had to find an alternative. I had to find an alternative as an artist to get my music out there to the people.
Yeah. And me and Gorilla G studio, it was like fucked up. It's been like 10 years. We didn't like do no upgrades or anything like that. So,
and still the quality was fire.
And still that's why we kept it though, because it was still why fucking fix what ain't broke, right? So, but now it's like, it is what it is. So
we wanted different sounds and shit.
They're like studios that we know are closing and they're for COVID, and we're like, what the fuck? You got like aces. Like, I got like two more bars to fucking
fact.
You know what I mean? And
that's another thing. You know, the EPs are coming soon. There's so much delay, but now they're coming. Like.
And now, so I just made the decision to get up the fuck up, and I went out of pocket and rebuilt the whole studio. So, like Monster Squad Studios, it ain't like it's not a game. It's not a game to play with. It's like,
fuck no.
It's top of the line shit. You're gonna hear bouncing out of here, bro. And to do it from your house, it's crazy.
I respect that. No, I really do. I mean, I haven't heard everything you guys have done, but I've heard a lot of your newer shit. Like, I was definitely on the Sammy Skills channel for a quick minute listening. That, like, I'm a boss. That song is like the fucking.
I'm a boss. Yeah, for sure.
That shit's just stuck in my fucking head for days now.
Like Southwest, for sure. That's a hit right here.
Yeah. And Gorilla G again.
Yeah.
Produced. He produced that beat actually. He produces all the, like, most of the beats we do.
Like 95% of the product coming out of this studio right now is all in-house product. Beats.
It's all organic. It's all
out of here. Like,
it's all like,
we've tried to cut out as many middlemen as possible during these hard times because, like, you know, let's be real. Like, most people aren't in business, and the other people that are in business have had to up their prices. So it's like once again, it comes down to math. Like, if it mathematically makes more sense to just buy the equipment and do it ourselves.
That is literally why I built my shit in my room. I started running numbers and I was like, hold up, if I pay this much per hour over this much time and I'm getting this much out of it and this, that, and I'm like, wait a second, how much does it actually cost to build some shit at home? Don't get me wrong, I probably didn't put as much work into what y'all did. I'm not even gonna lie. But like,
oh, for sure. But also, like, this is the thing though that people need to understand, that like, you can have $1 million You go buy a studio, but understand that the biggest thing you're gonna have to pay is with your time, because you have to learn everything.
Yeah.
Like they had a studio, like you said, he's been doing this for 20 plus years, but still, once we got the whole new system,
He's right, though.
it took us about a week to learn everything and get everything working properly, up and running. So the biggest thing you're gonna have to pay with is your time, and if you ain't willing to pay the time, then you've already lost.
Yeah, if you ain't got the time, or you're not like willing to put up the time, don't even bother. You know what I mean? It's like, even learning this program, it was different because it wasn't what I was used to. But these guys are funny because they just don't want to get sued. It's the same program but completely backwards. Like, so once you figure it out backwards, you know it the way you used to know your old program. You know what I'm saying?
And that still sounds backwards to me, but he's one of the engineers.
So either way, I'm glad everybody likes that it's popping and that the sound is good.
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds professional.
That's our main goal. Like, understand, a lot of people's goal is to make money off music.
My main goal is that it sounds professional.
Exactly.
Like,
our main goal is that it sounds crisp and that it's hot and that it's banging in every club, out of every speaker, and that it sounds the same coming out of every speaker.
Yeah, that's a big
one. For quantity, we want quality.
The money's gonna come. That's just the way it is.
That's true. It's not a quick game. A lot of people maybe act like sometimes it is a bit of a quick game, but... And I like how we just got a comment from LaRue666QC. It's like the old days when underground music came from backyard sheds and basements and shit, and but just more polished.
Real shit, you exactly. Plus, this is Southwest, so we extra grimy with it. We literally, like, look, we in the fucking, like, some outcast dungeon shit, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could think, like, I'm saying home studio, right? But you come in and you're gonna be like, wow, fuck, this ain't a joke. Okay, I understand what's going on now. And then once you hear the product that you just did, then you're gonna be like, okay, I understand now. Now I understand. This ain't no fucking home studio. It's just where I have my business.
And just to give you an idea. And this is not to shit on nobody.
This is where I do my business, you know.
This room that we're in doing our interview is the booth. It's the smoke room. It's also where we shot half of the serial killer video. Like, it's a photo room. Like,
King Jungles too.
Like, this place, like, one room does the job of what 6 would do in a major studio.
Yo, this one room has so much hip hop history, it's not even funny actually. Everybody's been here.
Like who?
Over the last 20 years.
I can say that. A lot of rappers have been here.
That's pretty dope.
And
man.
recorded like
freestyles, ciphers, tracks.
Well, you know, the
Smoke the joint.
The King Misery song.
Gang.
That's Misery's freestyling. That's straight up freestyle right there. So later stars. See you soon.
Yes, sir.
Just
had to say, hold this out to my boy Marco. He's out.
Let's take care.
He's always supported.
Bye, Marco.
Always been around.
You know, it is real Texas man out here.
All at me, 80s, man.
Yes,
I'm always
sir.
around, fam.
No doubt, bro.
Damn, bro.
Hold it down, bro.
I think about myself a bit, you know?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's
What's
what
up,
it is.
lovely lace? No, man. So why don't you tell us a bit of the history that inspired you the most, like some of the coolest shit that you've learned or that you want to share with us? Because I mean, a lot of people's here on my side for the histories.
Well,
money.
Yeah. Tell you so the history. Well, first of all, like what tripped me out the most, was like once I started finding out like a lot of the people I was hanging out with, done a lot more in the game than I thought. Like, first, I have my homie King Misery, he showed me a lot of the game. Man, it's like, in Verdun, King Misery, he's top tier, not a lot of people above King Misery in the V. Then, CY Southwest, gave me a lot of game too, influenced me a lot in the battle rap scene. He reps the point, Southwest shit. Then, you got my homie Sammy Skills.
Shout out CY, helped out Ace's battle rap career to start up. And
no doubt,
and flourish to what it became.
Facts.
That's
and then for sure I gotta say, Sammy Skills, like
yeah, because
it tripped me out. Like, I thought, like obviously hip hop didn't just like, guys didn't just pop up. People been doing it. But it was crazy to find out that he was like one of the first guys, but not only one of the first guys to actually get like real deals given to him. And offers, whatever, but still it's better than what a lot of guys got in the hood,
Yeah, man, we almost got signed to Donald K. Donald at that time. So at that time, that's when you were really getting a check if you got a good deal,
Right.
So it wasn't no streaming shit, no like computers weren't really like
I hear that sound there.
Yeah, it wasn't, computers weren't paying you 10 cents a stream, or whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
You were really getting those $1 million checks and stuff like that if you were worth it and stuff like that. So,
but yeah.
But you know who ends up coming up next and signs with Donald right after like our thing, Sum 41.
Whoa.
And they go on to make it like across the fucking universe.
Fucking legend, man.
Hey, it is what it is, right?
Matter of fact, I heard JT Souls is fucking signed to Aquarius Records and shit.
Possibly. There's a lot of people because they don't know that Donald K. Donald owns Aquarius Records. That's it. So.
And fuck, yeah. Fuck, if you want to know a few other people, like, it's in the track, but like a major influence when I was in high school was when a lot of guys in the Southwest were popping. You had Boy Blue, Borden, Peso, fucking Crazy K. Cali was rapping at that point, but he was still producing. So many people, bro. And one that stuck out to me, he didn't have a lot of raps, but fucking Cali, bro, like he spit a freestyle, bro, that just blew my mind. I was in high school and I was like, okay, bro, like everybody was freestyling some shit. This guy came and he was here to destroy, bro. And
there might be footage of it on YouTube.
Oh yeah, there is. It's out
like
there.
Cali, like Merker?
Weston Major.
Weston Major?
Yeah, Merker.
Yeah, Merker Miyagi now he goes by.
So
Cali.
I don't know if it's there, but we like tore the internet the other day finding everything we could find about Merker on his pre-interview. So like we definitely bumped we've seen what he can do to a freestyle recently.
So you've seen that Weston's Major freestyle. So you know that bar. Yo, bro, that shit is fire. Watch how you're talking. Talk, you better walk it or you'll be a walking target.
Yes, yes, I do know that.
Like, bro, that whole bro, tell you something.
That whole verse is fire. If it's a verse, I don't know. If it's a freestyle,
Whole
bro. Freestyle.
It's the game I choose to play, so I refuse to let it change me, bro.
Yeah.
You got a little paper now, so you can all hate me. Come on, bro. You can't hard as fuck. I don't care
go
what
on my YouTube. See, that's another time when in 2017, this is when it came back. I started doing shows only. nobody knew I rapped it, and I knew nobody remembered because that's how it is in Montreal. You know, everybody thinks there's a shit. So like anybody who makes a song, they don't even think about nobody else or the past or whatever.
Yo,
So I just started making shows. Well, I was doing shows like with older dudes that weren't doing shit no more. Like they were still probably wanted to do shit, but like Tech Luciano, Tasha,
Latasha Marie,
King Jungle, I would put on the shows all the time. Cali, Stacky, Stackdo. These are all like guys you should be interviewing.
So we did Merker, Natasha Marie scheduled. We did
a guy from like 10 years ago.
No, straight up. We've talked to Tech Luciano. Tech Luciano is basically the guy who started his current run because I did that interview with him and he started busting it and everyone's like, wait, Tech did that? And that kind of got me more people involved. So I have Natasha Marie scheduled in about a month. We've done Merker earlier this month. Merker was almost 4 hours straight. And then basically it's like that, man. We got Action Man is coming through.
Cali, you could speak to like forever if it's
absolutely.
the right topic, you know?
I actually sent him a message just now and said, "Crazy Ace, spit your bars live on the stream." So that I just sent Cali a message saying, "Yo, Crazy Ace, just spit your bars live on the stream, dude." Because like he's gonna fucking love that, dude. That's amazing. You did that. Like to me, that's just incredible to see happen live here.
Bro, you have to understand that when that shit came out, my brother showed me that because my brother was like a big Boy Blue fan at that time, and fucking he showed me that, and Borden and Peso I was fucking with at that point. And then when I heard Cali on that,
shout out to Borden.
I just kept watching that shit. And I was in high school, bro. And I was just like spitting that in my head. And I would show people, I was like, bro, you don't understand. Baz, bro. Baz on this shit. And you know? And yeah, bro. I memorized those things and all those bars in high school. And I can't forget them, bro. They're there, bro.
Yo, because you know what's crazy that you're saying that is everybody comes and acts like young because Crazy Ace is a little younger than me. He's not like super young, but he's a little younger than me. And
25 years old. I don't give a fuck. 95 for life.
Straight up. So he's not old and he's giving love to bars and lyricisms. Wait a second. Is that real? He doesn't exist according to a lot of old haters. Anyway, I was just making a joke at the expense of some old haters. I have a question for you from the comments though that I definitely want to ask. Shout out Ismail. Is a freestyle for y'all an off the dome experience or just a freestyle could be a written as well?
No. Well, understand that if you're old school style, yes, a freestyle it's a freestyle. It shouldn't be written. You're supposed to be rapping about how you're feeling in the moment, what's around you, you know, like with the crowd. It's how you interact with the crowd as an MC. Freestyle.
Or even if you're a freestyler, because that's where we all started, really.
Pretty much. If it's a written, it's not really a freestyle anymore. And like it's prepared. It's not free. It's not when it has a style.
Okay, but what if you take that written and you just fucking redo it for the next beat?
I mean, that's just. It's recycling, but it also has it depends. Like if you spit that freestyle on a corner, and then you go lay it on a beat, it was never released. But if you released that verse, and then you re-release it on somebody else's track or on another one of your track, you're just recycling at that point. You have.
So I was thinking about more like just because as Ismail followed up, I saw a video where Big Daddy Kane said freestyle originally was not off the top. And I actually saw that same video where I was watching a lot of the really old New York guys talk about how off the dome and freestyle aren't the same.
That's only because they had like memorized half of their book already.
Hip hop was nothing. These guys were sitting at home writing. And then when they were actually given an opportunity to spit what they had written, nobody was recording them. They were just spitting the same shit because that's what people wanted. That's how you heard it. They weren't
Okay.
playing on the radio. They had no records, so they would just spit it. How do you think Big Bang Hank robbed Grandmaster Caz? He was his manager and heard the rap so many times that he's like, fuck it, these people want a rapper, I'm gonna go spit these rhymes. So like they were spit. But then once records started coming out, you couldn't go spit that verse that everyone had heard on the radio 50 times. It was like, okay, I can go to your show and see that, but I don't want to fucking like see you on the corner. Like if I'm asking you to spit me a rhyme, I want to know what your abilities are. What are you capable of? Congratulations, you're capable of memorizing a rhyme. I could do that too.
Anyone could do that. But what's the content? You know?
Okay. I really like it. No, but you know what, dude? Like, say what you will. I know you say I don't want to be a hater a lot, but I actually think you really explain your stuff in a way where it's not necessary. You're very specific, right? That was a really good answer, dude.
I understand that I've studied the game, that if I just say, nah, fuck it, you got to freestyle it, you can't spit writtens, people gonna twist my words, people gonna say, oh, he's whack, or they're gonna catch him for and be like, oh, well, he spit this, when in reality, they've tried to do that to me before, and fuck you for that fucking guy for trying to do that, trying to say that I'm stealing bars from a guy that I listened to one song of, and like, I ain't never steal no rhymes in my life.
We do have another question from you from DJ Crystal Clear, Crazy Ace. What is your top 5 storytelling rappers?
Shit, storytelling? Okay.
The man wants to know.
There's a lot of good storytellers, but fuck, if I was to go, Slick Rick definitely is in there.
Number one, probably.
For sure. Slick Rick, he's just the storytelling master. Big L. I'm sorry, Big L has so many storytellings and he was so vivid.
Yeah. Trife, probably from Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, Trife was pretty hard. Yeah, I'd put Trife in there. KRS, definitely.
Pac, the biggest storyteller ever.
Fucking 100%, bro. What do you think? Pac is the number one. Pac understand that, like, it might not always be, like, storytelling like Slick Rick would. Like, Slick Rick would literally be, like, spitting a book. But Pac painted a picture that literally it felt like you were watching a movie in your head.
No, I feel that.
So yeah, that would be my top 5. Slick Rick.
You could listen over every record.
Oh, yeah.
The record over and over.
The whole record is a fucking book. It's a movie itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, top 5 would be for sure Tupac, KRS, Slick Rick.
We even say
KRS
before.
And
you did say it before.
Oh, did we?
Yeah,
you did.
And who was the last one?
Fuck.
Big L. Yeah, Big L.
And it was like right there in the So have you ever listened to Idea from Idea and Abilities?
Nah.
Fair enough. He's a very vivid storyteller. Highly.
Although you see, I listen to a lot of old school shit, but you see, if I can give you a top 3 of like the new school guys that I listen to,
this dude's like from like 2000. He's like early rhyme sayers, like really old school.
Like new school guys, yeah. I don't listen to many, but like Speaker Knockers is hard on the storytelling. I fuck with like Rico's Story 1, 2, 3. You know, Man Payne's like he really tells a whole story, and YNW Melly, I fuck with him. He's a good storyteller. And fuck, I don't listen to that many new school guys, but
he really doesn't. He's crazy.
Fair enough. Idea dropped in like 2000 or so, though. He's like kind of old school with it, just not in the same lane that you were mentioning, I would say. But that's fair. But old school, what does old school mean? That's another question we just got. Define old school to you.
I mean, old school, to a lot of people, I guess, is different. Blaster had a pretty good definition to me one time on his show. He said old school to him is anything your parents used to listen to.
Hey, I love it.
Yep. Like, yeah, man, I
Love
heard
it.
that. I'm like, yeah, that's
DJ
pretty
Blast.
fucking accurate. But
Big facts, actually. I like that a lot. Oh my gosh.
Nah, bro.
I guess to the younger generation now, and like I say younger generation, like I'm 40, but like younger like people that are 20 and lower, to them old school is like 2 years.
Who's what's to say what's old school anyways?
Like, yo, I've heard guys tell me that Chief Keef is old school.
Yeah, I can see why he's old school, and I can see why he's not. He's in the middle. He's in the 10+ years category.
Yeah, he's basically
Yeah.
like what the golden eras were in the 2000s. Like they're not old school.
Like like one of my favorite artists, Kevin Gates. I love Kevin Gates, but he's
Got out
been
the
around for
hood.
like 10 years too. But what people gonna say he's old school? No.
Well, I mean, if you're 12, yeah. If you're 25, no. I think it really depends on how old you are. I think people are kind of weird with that in my experience, right? So, like, everyone's...
It goes. I guess everybody has their own opinion. Of what
We got a
old school
really good fucking question with this conversation. I see what you're doing, Ismail. He said it. He set us up a bit. Is Griselda old school? See what I mean?
I mean, yes, the guys are old school as fuck. Don't get me wrong. Conway is OG as a motherfucker. Like him and I think it's his cousin Westside Gun.
Yeah.
Like these guys are old school
Right.
as fuck.
Right.
But to say their sound is old school, no, it's very
Ooh.
90s grimy.
What does that
But-
mean? Explain that. That's a great word. I like it.
Like
Well,
not
90s,
like
90s, like,
grimy
okay.
90s is like what Mobb Deep, Big L were starting to do, like that very dark
Onyx
using
is
the
fucked up
bass.
too. Onyx
Yeah.
is fucked up too.
What they're basically doing is using that, adding the 808 kick drums and basically making it sound more appealing to what the newer folks would like to hear, while still staying 90 grimy, as I said.
What,
appreciate
what was
that.
Griselda,
the,
are they old
the
school?
red album? Hell on Earth?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hell on Earth was wicked.
yeah, you see, like that's
But-
90 grimy.
But the first fucking
Infamous?
record, yeah, the Infamous, that's like
yeah,
that's
a
like one of
classic.
my top. Yeah, that's one of my
Top
top.
five.
Yeah.
I really love the production on those projects.
I know.
Havoc
They
is a
sound
fucking
shit, so
genius.
it's like they sound shit, but they sound good.
Yeah,
It's
man.
weird.
I've reviewed both those albums, so like I didn't appreciate them when I was younger, but I've like in the last couple of years sat down, bumped them like 4 times in a row type shit. Oh my gosh. I don't think there's a lot of people who could make drums pound like that. When I say pound, I mean like you had the headphones on and those drums just smash through everything and hit you in a beautiful way.
That's what you get here.
Mm,
Because I'm also an ex-drummer, so drums are my thing, man. Like that's what I love.
I
And
appreciate
my brother, he's a
Loves
808.
everything else.
He's an 808 king. You know what I mean? You don't understand.
He can do it all. It don't matter. You give him a rhythm, and he'll distort it, chop it.
Oh, by the way, Southwest, we made that beat all standing around in around fucking 7 minutes.
Yo, 514 Online Makes just said, that's cool. I didn't know Sammy Skills played the drums. Yo, people love learning this shit.
Bro, like, tell yourself, like, yo, he can play a lot of shit. Gorilla G could learn anything. Like, give him 10 minutes, he'll figure out how to play it on the shit or live and shit. Like,
I'm a mixed man. I like to make the shit sound as
he's
good,
crazy
loud
with that.
as
With
possible.
knobs and shit, nuts. Me, I'm like, I can't.
You're crazy with lyrics.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just a wordsmith. I just write. I could spin a good twine.
But we we all have separate careers too, so it's like,
That's the,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
All right, let's just assume in the history of all interviews, when you feel the urge to say, you know what I mean, the answer to many people is always going to be no. You should elaborate more, please.
well, then I guess they don't really understand.
They'll learn to understand. We'll
like-
explain it.
Like,
In
I'll
time.
work on a whole, because, like, I'm on both sides of the field, right? Think about it, like, let's say 40 and Drake. Right?
Mm.
Sometimes I gotta be both. Sometimes Gorilla's gotta be both. You know what I mean?
I don't want to be.
So
He
now,
doesn't want to be, but you know what I mean? That was just an
You gotta,
you gotta understand.
You gotta understand the game on third level.
You gave us like a better explanation with that, and then you added, you know what I mean. So I'm like, yeah, your explanation made it clear. 40 and Drake, okay, that like anyone can just fucking Google now, and everybody's gonna know what you mean. It's like super clear. I'm not trying to be difficult. I've just realized that there's a lot of old school guys who just go, you know what I mean, and I learned that there's a lot of people watching who are like, no. Thank you for asking them what they meant. That happens a lot, so I started doing that more, and it's a fun time. I mean, I appreciated what you meant. Don't get me wrong.
Don't talk a lot really about the past.
We're trying, though. That's what we're trying to
You know what I
do.
mean?
You guys are right here doing it, and honestly, this has been amazing so far. I just want to again thank you for coming through. Like, you don't understand. Yeah, what Crazy Ace is doing on this history quest, I'm basically doing the same thing, and y'all are helping me out with my goal. It's the same idea. Like, yo, I started asking questions like, yo, what is the history? What is going on? Who's even in the city? Like, people have a lot of trouble understanding this shit. So, like,
Yo.
why? Because it's not there, unfortunately. So, you're right. A lot of us don't know. But that's what we're trying to rectify here. And so, thank you for being a part of that.
Pull the chair. So we finally got Gorilla G in the building, but he's working on something right now, so he can't come on camera.
That's all right.
But don't worry, he'll probably drop a few gems in the background.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for your amazing work on that incredible beat, because we all bumped to that. We all vibed to that. It was a fucking wonderful fucking track. We've listened to a bunch of your music beforehand, and everybody's feeling your vibe, Mr. Gorilla G. So thank you for your incredible contributions to everything that you've done for the city thus far.
Much love and respect, my G. Much love and respect. Back at you. We're seeing what you're doing. We loving it. Somebody actually putting it down for the culture. You know what I mean?
Yo, appreciate that for real. And yo, like, honestly though, anytime y'all want to come through and share history lessons, we fucking here for it. Because you know what I found out is a lot of people are curious too. Like, it's actually like this.
Bro, the people want to know, but understand that the people have been fed lies for many years. And I do not want to step on anybody's toes.
We're here to
But,
correct
like,
that.
because everybody's contributed in a way, but understand that Montreal has got a bad reputation because of one thing. Because people want more than what they deserve. And
Okay.
everybody would get a piece if everybody would learn to get along.
Yeah.
And I'm not a hypocrite. I do not get along with everybody. But understand that I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to start going around and blackballing people because, you know, he did whatever. No. Go somewhere else, do your own thing, but don't come in my lane. I won't come in yours. But like, this city is like...
Yeah, like I said,
everybody wants
Full of
more.
hate.
Exactly. It's full of hate and people want more than what they...
Here's the thing, man. I used to be a contributor to that hate. So when what you're talking about, it resonates heavy with me. Because in like 2014, 15, y'all probably wouldn't have liked me like the same, you know? I had to learn. But
people still don't like us. People still don't like us.
But what I'm saying is
that's why in 2017 I came out, because I was like, I'm gonna change this whole fucking scene.
But I feel like a lot of positivity has surfaced this year or 2020 that like in the weird ironic times. I can't deny how much amazing shit happened last year in terms of positivity. I saw.
100% because
I'm gonna tell you, I don't think Stacky would have put out 10 million videos in the last just 3 years if I didn't call him that day and say, yo, you want to do Montreal Legend show? Cali put out a whole
What do
other
you mean?
different
What do
record.
you mean? Stocky even officially became Montreal legend, four-style legend. Boom, you understand?
Yeah.
He even took that name, Montreal legend,
On that show, you know what I
because
mean?
of that show.
Let's
Like-
just say I don't know 100% what you mean, because honestly, I don't know what you mean. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but yo, I kind of know what you're talking
I
about.
understand that these are all jewels that
Go
people
look at Stack Dope. He's an artist.
I know who he is, cause like I found him on I found him last week. I swear to God, like last week or no, 514 Online Mix talked to him, and so I googled him because she talked to him, and that was the first time I really knew who he was. Like it's my bad, but that's what we're trying to rectify here, is because there really is that. It's hard to learn this shit right now.
Stacky's been there, man.
Oh,
Stacky's been there for
been
10
around.
years. Easy.
That's a real one too.
More than that, probably. Frost. There's
Jack
so
Frost.
many There's so many rappers. Bro.
That's why I mentioned them, because like they've been around.
And that's the thing, is for somebody like me though, who is trying to make that effort to learn now, and there's a lot of people who are trying to make that effort to learn now. It's just helpful. Like that's the thing about your song, man. Like, listen, I'm not even gonna lie. It was not in my plans to be here streaming on a Friday night, But then you played that song, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, we're making a special exception for this. This is actually that big. This is like,
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We
And
shock the world.
if you guys drop, like, you guys gonna do a video for it?
Yeah,
Most definitely.
For sure.
And the people aren't ready. It's like it's not in production yet, but the script is complete.
Yeah, like the scoreboard is done.
Like
You hear what they just said, guys?
out.
They didn't just say we're gonna go shoot a fucking video, pull up. Yo, that's what I do. We're gonna go. No, you guys storyboarded. That's the part where you plan your fucking video out ahead of time.
On
You
next
know.
level, like understand that the video man gets the script or the board or the plan that we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Detail.
Oh,
Not
hold up.
just we're
Just
going
to
to
add
this-
context, you got somebody in Norway watching this too. So sometimes you know what I make the.
Norway, man.
Yo, like
But-
actually, I'm gonna take the same time. Like I got fans. I can't even lie. This year, the #1 country that streamed me on Spotify was Brazil. So shout out to
Straight
that.
up.
Shout out to all my international fans that stream me, watch me, go watch my videos
So-
on YouTube. Like, we do it to be international. My next plan is to be on a plane, fucking flying to Australia, riding a kangaroo on stage. Like
Straight up. But that's important to remember too when we talk about this stuff on the internet. But it's like, yo, when we're online like this, we're actually talking to the world right now. Like, I got my homeboy Lindell in the comments, who we got to ask his question shortly. He's in Florida. Golden Jenny's in Norway.
Yo,
So-
y'all be safe out there in Florida,
shout
man.
out Avanti Limo. If you're in
But-
Florida right now, get Avanti Limo.
Put
That's my uncle.
put those guns away, guys, man.
But yo, we do have a question from him, and I think it's cool to ask the questions from the comments as much as possible. So Lindell wants to know, are there any music outside of hip hop that inspires you?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything. Bro, you gotta
I was born
understand.
with vinyl in my hand, bro.
Understand jazz, rock, definitely rock and roll. Like Gorilla Gio see that there's nothing rock and roll about it, but like if you ask rock and roll guys, they love it because it sounds like a rock and roll song, but Serial Killers has a rock and roll feel to it. It has like that.
Does
grunge.
Okay, no, I hear it. I hear it now.
It's,
well, in
it's
my head, I hear it.
grungy, Fucking mosh pit, fucking
Yeah.
wear leather, punch you in the face type vibe.
Well,
Yo.
I don't know where he came with the leather shit, but unless you're like Curtis Blow or fucking Eddie Murphy and Delirious, don't wear leather. or like a Michael Jackson zipper jacket. Anybody?
But-
I don't know how old
Michael
you guys
Jackson's
are.
a big influence. I understand. I grew up with that shit
in the
too.
words of
like-
DJ EFN, it went left.
Yeah, it went left.
Went left that conversation.
But not that all kinds of music. Understand that like we're working on a project where like not to reveal too much, but like we're gonna be working with a lot of different like sounds for this shit. Like we're not just sticking to the drum pad and
Bro, not even me. Actually, Gorilla G has like more than 300 gigs of sounds.
200 instruments.
You know how much that is? Like, we have every Korg keyboard plugin ever made. So that's like every Korg keyboard ever made, we have it. Every drum set, every drum machine, every sound, we have it. It's done.
And we're using it.
Yeah.
Yo, that is one of the most interesting things I think you've said all night that's not related to Montreal. Because, yo, that's fucking... I mean, it's kind of related to Montreal, but it's more on the you guys are making music. And, yo, we've been seeing it in the fucking comments. We're getting a little bit of love for that comment. Because you know how interesting it is to us to hear people, like, actually say we want to step outside the box and take advantage of the technology available to us to create a masterpiece.
And not just use that, understand that we have connection, all three of us, different connection to musicians and artists that work in different genres of music that can bring that addition to our sound to make it sound even more authentic.
You know what,
Like
Mac?
we're not trying to be the sampler anymore. Understand that we definitely do sample too. Don't get it twisted, but like the just sampling is getting
we
lost.
sample different. We don't sample somebody's record. We'll sample like a piece of a sound, right? And then use it. It's not even a song. We just use the piece of a sound as like maybe we made the drum sound better. You know, the kick sound way better than it used to sound before.
Right.
That's just sound design. You know, it's simple shit. That's what you're supposed to be able to do if you're a sound producer. If you can't produce sound, then you're not a producer, right?
Yo, this is some big time knowledge nuggets you dropping. So thank you for sharing that for
That's
fucking
all we
real.
do. Like, we keep
A
it
lot of
real.
people they just use loops and shit. But everything we do is all played in. Everything we do is
Everything, and
played
I've
in.
seen it. I've seen it. Like we've spent the time. I've seen
Everything we do
Gorilla
is
G
played in.
replay the same.
piano part to everything, any little thing we play with. We hardly use loops.
Yo, that's really dope, man. And I say that because, like, you're sharing this process. Like, y'all wanted to talk about why the Monster Squad is legitimate, but you're actually proving the point through these anecdotes you're sharing with us, right? Like, this is not the same thing.
My brother built a brand, and it was like, it stuck. I was at every show at one point, like backstage. You know what I mean? I go into things. I'll go into things for free. Like people would shake my hand, Belmont, everything, Club Soda,
Club Corona,
everything.
Club Corona.
All these places, like they just. I fuck with them, so they fuck with me. You know what I mean?
I definitely get it. And I like that because what you're saying is on top of that, I gave love, so people fucks with me. And I think that's something that's really considered. You know what? I've talked to Crazy Ace before, right? Like, he came on through back before the times when nobody could come on through proper, you know? And what I really remember specifically was your desire to learn and that you were a fucking team player like that. And I don't mean to say that you're not, like, bossing up and doing your thing, but all you really did was give flowers, right? And he was giving flowers before it was cool to give flowers. So, like, because now everybody's giving flowers because it's kind of cool to give flowers. But you were doing it, like...
Shit, man. Always cool to give people their flowers before they die, man. You know what I'm saying?
It is, man. I think that's why it became, like, a recent part of the lexicon because a little more people are aware of that now. And I think that's part of why the haterade is dying away. And I know that people maybe don't all see it yet, but yo, when I look at the city and I see what's happening, it's like there's a lot of people who are kind of nervous because I get it. It's a changing time, but yo, the youth are all love. I fucking love the kids. Like the young ones, they're amazing peoples. I talk to like all these 20-year-olds and they fucking blow my mind with their positivity and shit. I'm not saying that there aren't bad apples, blah 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 blah. But like,
There's more than a few.
but like the vast majority I've encountered has been this overwhelming positive love of respect, and a lot of them
And
have a
hopefully
lot of
keep growing.
respect. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Well,
keep
plus, we're the OGs. You know what I mean?
And I think that's the other side of it is we, at least as media folk, are going to do what we can. And I know 514 Online Mix is up on that same mission, doing the same fucking thing. So shout outs to them because, yo, it's not even
They
possible.
are. I've done more than a few interviews with 504.
I'm gonna be doing a 514 interview soon, actually.
Yo, all of y'all hit them up. I'm fucking booked. I can't even handle it. So y'all got to hit up 514 Online Mix. Like, for real.
Oh, through the process.
Because besides Ace, what are you working on right now?
What are you working on?
Yo,
There's
a
two
few
EPs, right?
yeah, I got 2 EPs. One's ready to go. The one it's gonna be mixed and mastered real soon by my homie Sammy Skills and Sky Beats.
Shout out to the engineers. Everybody has to give more flowers to the engineers.
100%, bro. Y'all be slipping thinking y'all made everything, motherfucker. If it wasn't for your sound engineer and the producer, you'd
Facts.
sound like a garbage can.
Facts.
And that's a fucking fact. So get out of here. I've heard some of y'all in the backstage and on stage without the auto tune. And if it wasn't in the beat and the actual song playing, your motherfucking ass would sound like a dying cat.
Seriously.
But yeah, 2 EPs. One that's being mixed and mastered. A second EP that's missing like a song and 2 featurings. That's gonna be coming a few months after that. Like we're working on the Southwest history music video. We're definitely gonna have another video after the EP drop, another video before the second EP drop.
A Gorilla G's dropping
And that's pretty much it for
another
me.
song.
He's dropping a fucking EP too.
Gorilla G's dropping.
Yo, I'm actually
an EP.
excited, man. You don't understand. Like, I've been actually fucking with the Sammy Skills for a minute now. The other day, and we're talking about, when I say a minute, I mean it's a quick one. About a week ago, maybe, I don't know, because, yo, your fucking profile picture is the best. It is my favorite profile picture of all of the people's that I've seen. I love it, because, yo, secretly, I'm a juggalo. Not so secretly. I fucking love it. I don't care what anyone says. I'm a juggalo for life. It is what it is.
It's been hard for me to get in.
Go Juggalos.
So I saw that.
didn't do that for Juggalos. I just did it like I had taken another picture, like, so I got it airbrushed on my face, and then I photoshopped it into a cartoon picture. So I really got my face painted. I got a face painter.
I love
and then
it.
I took the picture, and then
Like that's how
then I
go
made
in.
I made it into a cartoon picture. So
But then I saw the Monster Squad thing, and I'm like, yo, I know that name. So I fucking clicked on your shit.
He is gonna be the cover of my album.
That's dope, man. And then I was just listening to all of the Sammy Skills stuff. I basically listened to a bunch of it. I commented on a couple, but I listened to a whole fucking bunch of them in a row. And I'm like, yo, Sammy Skills is fire. He's fire. Like, he's just so good. He's got, here's the thing. I'm 33. So you know what I really like listening to? Guys with a lot of fucking experience, right? Who are dropping boss shit on me. But not like fake boss shit. Like, I like listening to old men with fucking balls of steel spitting their shit. To me, that is the best thing ever, right? Because, yo, if Sammy Skills is still doing it, then I'm still young in the game and I can still fucking grind it out forever. So I want you to keep dropping projects because it inspires me to keep going.
Well, guy, keep going. Keep going all the way, man. Never let nobody tell you or stop you or
Nah, it's not
tell
going to
you.
happen. I'm going to keep
Look at
grinding.
KRS.
Sorry?
KRS like 50, rocking a mic in Brazil and shit.
Yo,
Selling out shows.
Yo, if you're on my timeline, go look. I have a fucking an old folks home. I just spit shit sometimes out of my head or into my phone. I can't remember the rap, but you would love it. For sure.
I'm gonna definitely check that after. I have a question though. What time do you guys have to dip out because of curfew?
Like
it's-
5 minutes.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure that's good so that we can just, if you don't mind, we'll keep talking. But I want to get the sound bit to wrap it up. You know, just the thank you parts. So I just wanted to thank y'all for coming through for real, because yo, what you did for this, with this track is fucking big. And for all of y'all, once they dip, we're gonna keep the stream running, and I'll play the track again for sure. But it's fucking incredible that you came through and you shared everything that you're sharing, right? Because again, you share history nuggets. You shared.
Much respect for having us, bro.
Yo,
you know?
much respect to
We're always
all,
down to spread
all
culture.
of Montreal. Love to all of Montreal.
100%.
Make that
Anglo and
music.
Franco.
Big
Yo,
facts.
You know, like
music.
and if you remember on the last interview, I told you one of my biggest influences in rap is Joe BG, and that's a legend in the hip hop community. So,
Yo, and I
know, I
love
got
that
that
about
respect.
you, Crazy Ace. Yo, a lot of people fake that shit. Crazy Ace is the real one. I'm not saying that fakely. Like, yo, people sometimes say a lot of things to think a lot of things about people. But, like, I've had 2 conversations with you like this. And yo, we're live. You can't be faking shit right now. It's not like we can edit this. This is just what it is. So that's amazing. You fucking... And, yo, I love the fact that you just say so many names. You just say everybody's name. And what's good about that is now we have people to Google after, because we got to do homework, sure. But by you saying those names and by you coming on here and making these kinds of appearances and continuing to shout out these people, it means other people can go, yo, why does Crazy Ace like that person? Yo, why is Sammy Skills talking about that one? Like, I didn't know who Duke Eaton was until, like, what? Like, fucking 3 interviews ago or whatever. Okay? Like, so for a guy like...
He's a fucking a pillar in the community, man.
big facts.
Yo, that man is like a fucking cornerstone of hip hop in Montreal. You understand? I'm not even lying.
So now I kind of understand, but not really, because I still have a lot of learning to do.
There used to be a song, there used to be a show called Street Sounds. That's the only place you can hear hip hop on the radio in Montreal, besides CKUT.
Fair.
Okay? And that was on K103 in Kanawaki.
Right. Yo, man.
And he had his own fucking show. That wasn't like no CKUT show. That was like Street Sounds was like they I think like even like if he left or when he got fired, they still kept Street Sounds going.
Yep. And then
You know, that's how big that he had made the show.
so I don't mean to cut you off, and I really appreciate what you're sharing. I just want to just say shout out to everyone watching too, because we got to give them their thanks. Y'all are fucking amazing. If you're watching,
follow at Monster Squad 514, at Sammy Skills 514,
At crazy.ace.otr on fucking Instagram. Crazy Ace 123 on Facebook. And that's pretty much it. 'Cause I don't
Facebook
fuck
of
with the
Sammy
rest.
Real.
so y'all, for all the people in the future, links are going to be in description for all of that. Links will be there for the present people. We'll get the links thereafter. So we got you
Go to my
covered.
YouTube page. Go to his YouTube page.
Follow, subscribe, like, comment, do all the shit. But yo, before we
Don't
go,
give a damn if you don't like me.
special thanks to the patrons Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, DJ Black, Hurricane, Linda Williamson, Scribble. They're dope. They support what we do. And if you support what we do over here on Twitch, you can hit that little subscribe button. And shout out the other, if you're over anywhere else, patreon.com/behind that suit. You know what it is. You can show some love like that. Okay. So I just wanted to do that part. Yo, and live long and prosper, everybody.